Hello and welcome back to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, Technology Council West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and local partners Sprocket Innovation in Paducah and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. Welcome to episode 169 of 10 at 10. And today, I just want to answer a question, and I want to go in depth and just a little bit in that answer. And the question I get, and I get this all the time, and each year I want to go over and talk about and respond to this question. But the question is, am I a target? And what is meant by that is organizations look at cybersecurity and say, I am just a little company. Nobody cares about me. Nobody wants to attack me. So am I a target? And so really, I just want to dive into that question today. Are you a target? Are you a target? And let me get a better, here's the one I want. Sorry about that. But I want to really just dive into the question, are you a target? And for me, the best way to go is to start with history. And many of you will remember Stuxnet. Stuxnet was a worm that was around about 15 years ago. Stuxnet was a worm that would infect your computer. It would look at your computer. It would try to determine what operating system you were using, some of the characteristics about your system, where it was located, and if it was connected to any programmable logic controllers, PLCs. And if your system was connected to those things, then it would do a little more work. If not, it would copy to your USB drives that were connected. It would copy to your address list, and it would distribute itself like a worm does. And then it would go dormant. It wasn't targeting everybody. It was looking for a certain signature of a device to target. That's what it was looking for. And what researchers found is that this worm kept zeroing in on the Middle East. And this worm kept zeroing in a certain country, not the US, not in Europe, not in South America. It was the Middle East. And in particular, it was looking for a computer in a rural part of Iran connected to a PLC that was controlling a uranium enrichment facility in rural Iran. The computer that it was looking for was not connected to the internet. But like any good IT person, I used a USB to get download updates, plugged it into the computer, and poof, it got infected. And that worm set, by estimates, set the Iranian the uranium enrichment program in Iran, I'll get that out, back 5 or 10 years. So I start off with the statement that if we can attack a computer, well, let me back up. It may or may not have been the U.S. Most people believe that it was the U.S. and Israel together, but I don't think anybody has officially claimed responsibility of that, even 15 years later. But if attackers can attack a computer in a rural part of Iran not connected to the internet, can your system be compromised? Absolutely. Can your personal security be compromised? Absolutely. Can your professional systems be compromised? Absolutely. The question is it worth the bad guy's time? And that's really where the question is getting to. With enough time, money, energy, resources, every system, including the FBI, including any federal agency, is hackable with enough time, money, energy, resources. Do I have enough time, money, energy, resources? No. But somebody might. Are you going to spend $20 million to set the uranium? I don't know what the development and the process costs, but would you spend $20 million to develop a worm that sets the uranium enrichment program in Iran back by 10 years? Absolutely. That's probably a good value add. Would you spend that same $20 million to steal my identity when I'm not worth anywhere close to that? No, it's not. the world and Stuxnet changed it all. Before that, it wasn't like this. With Stuxnet, it's now a world in cyber criminal, cyber crime, the cyber underworld, where it's about return on investment. I'm not going to spend $20 million to make $5,000, but would I spend $500 to make $5,000? Maybe. So that's where we're at now. So with that in mind, this is how I always answer it. Yes, you're a target. First of all, accept that. But more than that is thinking about how you stop them. And I go to this 4-quadrant matrix. The cost benefit, just the XY axis. Effort is along the Y axis and benefit is along the X axis, meaning the top left quadrant, as I'm looking at it, is big benefit or big effort, little benefit. The big effort things are along the top. The little effort things are along the bottom. And this is how I think about security and how I talk a lot. If you've heard me give a speech before, you've probably seen these slides because I think this is important. And so how do you stop them? It's how much money do you have? If you're protecting $50,000 in assets, then don't spend $6 million to protect it. That makes sense. It is ROI on the hacker side. It's ROI on the protector side as well. This quadrant, the top left, is where you want the bad guys to reside. That's where you would love for every bad guy to live, because it's going to require them more effort than the benefit that they're going to get. So this is where they're going to spend $100,000 to steal $10,000. That doesn't make financial sense. They're not going to do it anymore. That's not, the goal is making money. Honestly, there's little that you can do to stop these guys. If you have enough time, money, energy, we're all hackable. We're all hackable. But I don't have the value for these big effort attacks. I'm not an Iranian nuclear enrichment facility. That is not. I'm an educator. It's a very different world. So they're not going to spend a big effort because there's not a big benefit. But this is the key. This is what we have to start with, is that we have to start by eliminating the little effort attacks. So what do I mean by little effort attacks? I mean, users clicking on an email. If you know that your users are clicking on links and opening attachments and going to bad websites and not checking for viruses and just all those things that we have learned, we for 25 years, we've been told to do these things, yet some of us are not doing the little things to protect ourselves. So by and large, most of the attacks that we see in the news aren't because of big effort attacks. They're because of little effort attacks that have benefits that are higher than the effort provided. I've talked about over the last few months about starting with a policy, about having strong passwords, about educating your users, about testing, about implementing technologies. All of those things I talk about them because those are the ways that we can stop these little effort attacks. I mean, there's a lot more you can do, and you can spend a ton of money on technology, but having strong, unique passwords, two-factor authentication is going to stop some of these little effort attacks. Not clicking on links in email, thinking before you click, verifying emails before you open attachments. These types of things are going to slow down the bad guy's ability to break into your systems. That's what we have to do. That's why I always start with the little effort attacks. So the question is, are you a target? Yes, you're a target, but you may not be a big effort target. That's really what the question, what people are thinking in their heads, is that they're not going to spend $100,000 to hack me because I don't have that much money. That may be true. I will accept that that's true. But a hacker can send an email out to 100,000 email accounts pretty inexpensively. And they just need a couple people to click the emails, because by you clicking the link in the email, you're doing all the work for them. That's the key, is that you're doing all the work. It's not their big effort. It's your effort. It's what you're doing, because you're opening the door from the inside and letting them in. So are you a target? The question isn't if you're a target, it's how do you stop them and how do you prioritize that? Because yes, you are a target. Understand, you are a target and you will always be a target. In the cybersecurity world that we're in today, we are all targets, and we have to think about how do we stop the bad guys from getting in at this point. So anyway, I hope that you found that helpful. I talk about that a lot. I think it's really important to have that fundamental understanding that yes, we're targets. It's a matter of how do we stop them. If you want to talk more about that, let me know. And I'm happy to discuss. But I want to thank you for your time today. I know we're a little bit over, but it was important to get through. Hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see you next week back here on 10 at 10. Thank you.